throughout playoffs and
Wow.
do that. Well, I didn't realize this, but if you I didn't realize how good this kid was, this quarterback kid. So if you go to like Max Preps and you look at the high school statistics from last season, he's the number one quarterback in the nation.
Wow.
Yeah, he had 6,000 all-purpose yards and 57 touchdowns.
Wow,
He
for
was
Taft.
he's yeah, he is an absolute monster. And anyway, their coach, the one that had kind of given me the open door to go in there and do that, he ended up taking a job over at Alice. You know, big, huge promotion for him to go from Taft to Alice. But so I was kind of like bummed by that because I thought, well, that's it. You know,
Right.
at the end of that, well, then JJ, the quarterback's like, hey, this is Coach Riojas's number. Reach out to him. And I was like, dude, does Coach Riojas know you gave him, like, you gave out
Right.
his number?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that he's gonna welcome this, as well. So I
Random
was a little
call.
bit
Yeah.
tentative to reach out, but I texted him anyway, and I kind of told him who I was. Asked if there was a time I could meet him, and he's like, "Yeah, I've been waiting on this text." He's like, "Coach Castellano told me about you. Told me just like about how you were able to build relationships and connect with people in our community. I'm a Taft alumni. I've seen what this town does to people, and we need as much positive influence as we can get.
Mm,
Can you come to our first practice?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. I'll be at your first practice." Well, he left out the detail that first practice at freaking midnight.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, first practice. Well, then, yeah, then he texts me yesterday. He goes, "Oh, hey, our first practice is. I don't know if you know, but our tradition here in Taft is to do. We call it Midnight Madness. We practice starting at 12:01. So if you want to get there about 45 minutes early, I'll get everybody together, and you can do a little devotional anywhere up to 15 minutes. Pray over them, and then we'll get out there on the field. If you want to hang around for practice, you can. I'll put you to work." And so it's one of those deals where if you want to continue to build the relationship with the coach, you stay around for the
Right.
practice. So it was good though. I mean, it's just a different culture, man. Like we got kind of a sheltered view of high school whenever we got to go to Rockport Fulton.
Mm.
Taft is a whole nother world, man.
How so?
So there's 56 kids that came out for football, and by a show of hands, I asked them this. By a show of hands, how many of them like are either raised by a single parent or neither one of their parents?
Mm,
And it was like 2/3 of the room.
gotcha. Gotcha.
Taft is like has a very rich drug and gang culture, um, and it's just like in our coastal Bend area, it's kind of the roughest
Ah.
community out there. Taft is, and so a lot of those kids are currently living in that, like they're raising their siblings. They're just a different
Right.
environment.
Yeah.
So,
Makes sense. Makes sense. Ish.
but it's good. Just wanted to get to connect with them.
Yeah.
Hope they have. I mean, they should have a pretty good year. JJ will have a good year, but he was fortunate. He had a wide receiver that was really good. Um, we were able to throw a 5 yard screen and get 60 yards on the stat sheet.
Mm. Right.
We have another guy that's a track star there that'll be able to have a good year, but we'll see.
Right. Yeah. You never know. You got to play the games. Yeah.
Were you able to find the online server yet?
So do I search for
You can
Sean
search
Bear?
for
You think?
me.
Or, okay. What's your actually your name in this game?
I have no clue.
I think it's. Cause I'm putting like.
There might be Billfish
Mm,
on that drop down tab. It should show like just your friends though. I don't know if you can stream or not.
sure. Yeah. Let me, share my screen. guess it shows like some other random friends. Who do I have you? Do I have you as a friend on this on Steam? Maybe not.
Let me see if I can add a friend.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, I just added you on Steam.
Uh-huh. Accept. Okay, good.
Does it work now?
Let's see. Let me try to get out and go back in. Yep. Let me see.
Should be the same password.
Gotcha. Rags to riches.
Yeah,
MK
that's what I
Don
made my
story.
very first save. I don't know why it's like that here, but we'll take it.
Oh, really? Interesting.
All right, so this is
Oh yeah,
where we should be.
Yep,
So
we are
just
where we should be. That's good.
okay,
Excellent.
and then I'll just have to save back the cloud to Sean next time, or I can keep posting it, whatever.
Right. Yeah, I think we'll play probably a time or two before he's back. I think he's back next Thursday.
Yeah, I think that's what you had
Not
said.
this Thursday, but the next one. Yeah. So give me a little bit of the State of the Union on MKD right now.
State of the Union, and I forgot. I'm
I
just
know.
kidding.
Really.
Well, you see, last time we played, I beat West Ham 1-0.
Oh,
I
huge.
tied Liverpool, which was a big outcome for me.
Yeah.
I also beat Peterborough in the Carabao Cup and beat Aston Villa 4-1. So I don't know if we actually played the Aston Villa game last time or if that was prior, but the session before the last one was a simulated session for me because I was still up at camp, and it was a good session. Yeah, I mean, via simulation we beat Middlesbrough, and we lost to United, and then we destroyed West Brom, and so it's just the sim's been pretty good to me. Um, I was really expecting like the 13th through 15th, somewhere around the January 1 window, and then kind of a slower climb in the back half of the season as tactical familiarity came into play. But I mean, we're exceeding that expectation currently.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Um,
very good.
you yeah, so definitely worried about the state of the union over at the Burnley Bears.
Yeah.
A negative 12 goal differential is one of the worst in the league.
Yeah, he's got to score more goals.
Sean's refusal to score goal strategy
Right.
is
Yeah.
questionable.
Yeah. It works when your team is significantly better, like he was in the championship. He just got, he's there with 100-something million payroll, and the next best team is 40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, he's got a. I think he has. I think he will. He's starting to open it up a little more because.
I will say another concern of mine is like we didn't ever set the parameters on like what the win condition is of this shared save. But watching how hard you're rolling this league right now, I'm worried you're gonna meet whatever win condition we set.
We set up. Yeah.
I mean, your goal differential is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Through 11 games, you're just running through everybody. Obviously, you're not in the Champions League this year, but
Right. That helps a
it
lot.
looks it looks like you're gonna waltz right into the Champions League and have a real strong chance at competing for the Premier League title this year.
Yeah. Yeah, because what's kind of helps a lot is that I just get to, like in my Sevilla save, I wouldn't really have a B team or an A team. I kind of like, okay, say I play like 3 strikers. I'm gonna play my A team will have my number 1 and my number 3 and my number 6 or whatever. Like I'll mix it up to where it's not like, oh, my B team played, well, I'm just kind of throwing in the towel. But with this save, since I'm in Europa League 2, and those teams are, not
Bad.
nearly as good. My backups are, gods to them. I can just I've been playing my A team every Premier League game, and that's kind of helped a lot. Like Lukaku plays every Premier League game, Havertz plays every Premier League game, and they never play this, Europa 2
right
there, so that helps a lot. Yeah, I mean, I'm hopefully, like I said, I mean, yeah, it's whatever we want to make it, honestly.
Yeah, I think
like, I have just the most fun. Like I just want that's what I was thinking about that too, kind of what you said, and I was like, really, what's most important is that I just didn't want us, like, once we stopped playing League, to just kind of like just stop playing together something.
Right.
So like as long as we're still hanging out, once or twice a week, I'm happy with that, really. So whatever we kind of end up doing is fine. But yeah, I mean, WinCon wise, I mean, we can if we want to change to a different save, we could. If we want to just keep it going, we could. I mean, I think MK Dons. I mean,
no, I mean, I want to keep running it because I really want to see where things get.
Yeah.
I guess it's just one of those deals where it's like, we're all competitors too. So, like, having that sort of a drive makes it to where, Sean getting relegated last season, I can tell he was upset about that,
Yeah.
And the miracle run of, MK Dom's season 2.
Right.
Tom blocks some goal scoring record. Like every single one of those was like exciting because we're all competitors, and trying to figure out like how to keep that fire going.
Yeah.
But I think really what'll eventually probably happen is we'll get on pretty even footing. Like even if you stay top few this year, like I'm a few seasons out from being in that top 5 conversation.
Yeah.
And so,
but not that far. Like you're not. Yeah. I mean, a couple seasons, but it's not like,
right.
It's like
I mean,
unbelievable that you could get there.
No, I mean, like I said, I think I don't know. My expectations next year are to be, I don't know, absolutely in the Euros, that's for sure. But like, I don't know. I optimistically would say competing for that Champions League 4 spot.
Right. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Because I think you can. I mean, you have definitely. What? How far are you out of 7th right now? 2 points.
4 points,
4
right?
points. 4 points. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so it's
a long way to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of football to be played, but the biggest. I mean, I don't think, like, I look at my roster and I look at these teams in front of me, and they have better teams. I just have uploaded a tactic that's powerful.
Yeah.
And so that gives me a big advantage.
Same.
But as my players develop, because I do believe I've found some of the best young talents in the world, as they develop, then the skill differential for me and the teams in front of me is going to be lesser, or if anything, I'm going to surpass them. So when I surpass them in talent, and then I have uploaded one of the better tactics,
right?
I think that it's right, and I think that's the situation you're in right now, where Chelsea as a roster is right there on par with, or just slightly behind some of these other clubs.
Right.
But since you're using a tactic that's tried and true with a little bit of tweaks to it, like you're getting to see that in a big way.
Yeah, I think that's critical.
Yeah, I don't know if like what Sean's doing.
You're right. I keep telling him, use one of these. These work.
Yeah.
I know it might seem.
But right, but like, that's the part of the game he really enjoys, like building on a tactic. I get it. It's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like doing that, but also like, there's not a whole lot of realism to it.
Yeah.
Because it's still coded into the game. Like it's still a video game, and there's going to be stuff in the code that It's just there's certain
It's
things
gonna
that are
be better.
busted.
This is just gonna be better than other things. Yeah, exactly. So you might as well.
And
You're gonna play the game, or you're trying to play football in real life.
right.
I think so too.
But I enjoy. I mean, my favorite dynamic of this game entirely isn't the tactics tweaking; it's the roster building.
Yeah, I agree.
The finding players,
And
building out a good
and
roster.
there's still and and I think that's something special to soccer or football is that you can have the better team, you can play the better game, and you can lose.
Hmm.
Like it's not like I don't know. Yeah, you're playing like a 7-game series of basketball. It's kind of like, yeah, if I got the better team and I got the better tactics, 7-game series, I'm probably gonna win. But if it's a cup final or one team playing against another, anything can happen that day. Your players just all suck, and their players play great, and you lose,
Yep.
or the opposite. So that kind of keeps it interesting too. There. What is interesting though is that all of my players are now happy to stay at
Oh
Chelsea
yeah, yeah, that'll happen.
because they're like, oh well, it looks like we're gonna qualify for the Champions League next year. So now I'm happy
Right.
to stay. So I just had, and I knew it. I knew it, Bill. I was like, I had some loaned in players, and one of them was like unhappy that the guy's not playing enough. I got a message from Real Madrid saying like, hey, you're not playing this guy enough. It's like, all right, sure, I'll play more. I just had to do well these first 3 months.
Hmm.
Like I just gave, like I have one guy in on loan from Barcelona whose salary is $30 million
Yikes.
or 32 million dollars. He's 30 years old. And but I was like, he's the best player available that I can get. And yeah, it doesn't help me long term, but I have the payroll. Like, it's kind of like a salary cap. You can spend it.
Right.
And for the price of trying to get in the Champions League next year, and then obviously I'm not going to keep him. Like it was like loan with option to buy, but of course I'm not going to buy him. So I'll just take the
Yeah.
L on that, and then hope that people are like, oh, okay, now people do want to, because I wasn't getting a lot of transfer interest because I'm not in the Champions League. They're like, oh well, I'd rather just stay because don't play in the Champions League, so
Yep.
no
I mean, I
thanks.
think it's like when we were all playing down in the third tier.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we are all the mindset: develop a team, develop young players, get them kind of building up. But
Right.
now that you're up there at the top tier of the Premier League, it's like not about developing a team that can win in a few years. You got to win now.
Yep.
You,
Next
you,
game.
you, it's the same. It's the same thing you see. Like Kansas City Chiefs aren't going to go out and just start developing a bunch of young wide receivers. They're going to make plays and decisions to win now.
Right. Yep.
You're not gonna. I mean, the Packers. That's what scared their whole Aaron Rodgers away. They just tried to go develop a team
Yep.
underneath one of the greatest of all time.
Yep. We're gonna go develop again. Save some money. Yeah, I know Devontae Adams is still really good, but you heard this Christian Watson guy, Romeo Dobbs.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cause we can. Yeah. So yeah, it's true. Cause yeah, it's different. It's just a different mentality. And that's been kind of fun with this whole kind of, cause just over time, like we're in season 5 now. It's like, I'd be interested to see how, if we do one again, like just kind of start from scratch, because we were all learning the game as much as anything. Like we're learning how to get the best of the transfer requests. We're learning what to look for when you're scouting. Like we didn't know anything. We don't even really know that much about soccer. Really.
True.
So that was like on top of the learning curve of actually the game itself. We're just trying to learn like about how does the financial situation work with soccer versus we're used to our salary cap kind of stuff here. But so this was a huge learning curve. But now, obviously, I think we're all have a grasp of what's a bad move, what's a good move, and that's what I kind of feel like. I feel like with Rotterdam, unfortunately, I was thinking about it. I was like, I signed Ricky J. Jones, who was good in the championship, he wasn't doing too well in the Premier League, and I don't think where is he even playing right now? I don't think he's even. Ricky J. Jones. So he still plays Rotherham. That's good. Yeah, he's worth 700. He's worth 700K now, so it's not like he's he's worth 700K. I bought him for 4.3 mil.
Sheesh.
So that and.
Well, yeah. How many years left on that deal? And that might be one of the reasons.
Yeah, probably.
He might be running that contract down. So.
But I bought him. I bought him in January. I remember going into that last run, and I was like, the only way I can afford this guy if I give a 50% sell-on clause.
Oh yeah.
So and there were like 2 deals I did like that, where I was just like, I just gotta get to the Premier League, and then you're kind of like sitting there with the receipt, and it's kind of like, well, he played that whole first season in the Premier League, and it's like, this isn't going great here.
Yeah, none of my players, because I really, that's a decision that's like a short-term decision.
Right.
And I've made sure that every single one of my players does not have sell-on clauses or
perfect
percentage and stuff like that, because,
it kills you.
Yeah, I'm not planning on.
I'm
not planning on getting rid of very many of them, but some of them are worth 100+ million. So if the phone rings,
yep, I want the whole 100.
I want it all.
Yeah. So I that was kind of like I said, I was kind of still newbie there. I didn't, only later, like a season later, I was like, oh my god, this is bad. And then that kind of a couple of those kind of signings, and I was like, I'm kind of already under the gun here. Maybe I'll make a move.
Yeah.
And then I thought I was gonna stay with Wolves. Like I was like, oh, Wolves is a good
I thought
place.
you were too.
But after that because there was like 3 players I tried to sign that were not Portuguese, and they rejected 2 of them, and they let me finally. I had to like go beg to sign the other one, and I'm just like, it's not like I'm not signing any Portuguese.
Was that something that you just didn't notice in the
I guess, yeah. I guess I didn't pay attention to it. Yeah. They're one of those things. Yeah, one of those. Yeah, exactly. Like some of those things. Like if you're kind of newbie, you don't even look at that. I probably didn't even notice.
Right.
And then you start getting in there, and it's like, oh yeah, I think this guy would be a good guy to come in. Well, sorry.
Not available. Blocked.
So I think that just. Like I remember even Gilmore, when I signed Gilmore to the Wolves, I was like, they were like, are you sure? Because he's not Portuguese. I'm like, this guy's good. Damn it. Let me sign my players. And then, but I was kind of thinking, okay, I'll go ahead and just figure it out. But like the opportunity to get Chelsea, like I said, I kind of did on a whim, but the opportunity to get them like with a full off season, like I did, like this time, because usually those jobs don't come up until like right now. Like people are getting fired now. Like Brighton coach just got fired.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to deal with the team that he just built. Some bum team that obviously is 19th right now with a -12 goal difference. You're gonna have to live with his team for the next 7 months. Because I was able to get rid of a good amount because I joined them late at the end of the season versus early in the next season. So I feel like that was kind of critical. But game day.
I do think that timing matters. I think that was ultimately pretty a big part of Sean's downfall was joining Bumley when they were just
sinking ship.
Which I think he could have helped that if he would have uploaded tactics.
Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So you are at Bournemouth, and I am at Everton. Bumley is home to Middlesbrough. That's a huge game for Bumley. They're neck and neck in the table. Yeah, I'm 2nd versus 5th here, so they're. Let's see.
pretty good roster I'm putting on the pitch today.
Nice.
I mean, I'm on the road, but I've got my eyes set on some points here.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable against Bournemouth. I got some injuries, unfortunately, or some suspensions.
I have a suspension and an injury.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get the right people in.
Sounds like Kayla's walking in right now.
Oh, that's what.
With that family in town, or I don't have family. She has family.
Right.
Yeah, I do think that not having under 23s team has allowed me to not be as worried about as many things. But it's at that point right now where I really wish I had one.
Right.
Because I see a lot of players that are in teams like youth systems that I want to sign, but they're not going to be good enough to be getting regular first team minutes on their 18th birthday. But I do think that they have been sort of developed into really good players, or at least very profitable players. And there's nowhere for me to put them. I have an under 18 and I have my main team. There's nowhere in between. So if you're not playing for the starting roster of one of the top 10 teams in the Premier League by your 18th birthday, then you're not good enough.
Yeah, it's probably not going to work out.
So I don't know. I need to do more research to figure out a way to request for my board a U23 team.
What is that? It was for tacos, and I have them in my.
Well, good luck, Bill. Good luck. Do some roster shuffling there. It's always weird after the international break where some players are tired and some players aren't.
I'm in the whites. White kits, and then I have a set of a black kit that is so nice. I'm Jade on and all black.
Yeah, it is nice.
Good tackle. Wait, that's a good tackle. That's a clean tackle. And they're gonna give him a penalty. Oh, they clean tackle. That's terrible. That's really bad. No penalty. Okay, good. In real time, that looked like it was just a football play. Come on, guys. Let's get after it.
Yeah, and I feel like at least that's kind of one of those things though. Also for this season, I mean, maybe we'll see now that he's more willing. But right now, I can't re-sign him because he wants too much money, and he wants like $27 million a year, and my board only allows for 25 max. He's already at 24 on his last year, so I don't really know if he might be walking. Is my point, I guess. And then I just use his payroll money to try to get somebody else. But
I wonder if you can put some like goal incentives or stuff in there that push it over the edge for him, but without upsetting the board.
Yeah, I think I'll try, but even if, like I said, even if you can't, like, fine. I mean, I'll take getting to the Champions League or whatever we get this season, and thank you for your service, and move on. Yeah, I feel like for my tactic, the fullbacks are super important. Like more than I would have thought initially, and so like I was doing fine with like kind of mediocre fullbacks, but now like these fullbacks I have on Chelsea are like James is like super good. And Chilwell is hurt. And he plays is super good. And so like they've kind of just been crushing it really.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, it would be fun to do a simulation with my tactic where I, with every one of my players at like, 15 bats across the board.
Right.
Except for the fullbacks, have them at like, I don't know, 20, a perfect play.
Right. Perfect guys, yeah.
And see what impact that has, and then run that same thing back, but have it be the center backs that are perfect, and see what impact, right? And then the wingers, the strikers, etc., and just kind of do a little bit of load testing on that to see like really what role has the most impact on my team.
Yeah.
That's where I should be really spending the money, because if I go out and sign, world-class shadow striker, does that really move the needle for my team? Or should I be really, honing in on some fullbacks? Because I feel similar to you. I feel like the fullbacks are having a massive impact on my games.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. And yeah, like you said, it's kind of one of those things where I'm happy that we're using a tactic that works. It's about enough as it is.
I dropped to 0.
What's that?
I'm 0-0 still.
Oh, no.
Nope. Down 1-0. One shot on target and it's a goal.
Yeah, that's football. That's how it goes.
Let's go. Let's go, equalizer. Let's go.
Nice.
Ooh, another one.
Yep, fullback once again. Kaku's just finishing so high that if he gets a leg or a head on the ball, it's probably going in. He's just finishing.
It's the first goal of the season. Fortune Mbappé's coming in 2 minutes after the sub. outside the box, bends it like the Venezuela.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I feel like my fullbacks do well, but they get tired.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
you
yeah.
have to.
Because most of our tactics have them coming so far up the pitch into an attacking position.
Yeah. I think that's critical. And yeah, and looking back, like kind of like revisionist history, easier to say. Like looking back at the tactics I had before, my fullbacks were never. Like, I mean, I guess in general, just getting far enough forward. They weren't getting far enough forward.
Right.
And that's why I wasn't scoring as many goals, and it wasn't really helping that much in defense. Like, you would think, like, oh, well, you're screwed because you went too far forward, but if your center backs are solid, they'll cover.
Yeah.
And it's hard for them to score like that. So. What's also funny is like you can give the right player instruction, and you know sometimes a player doesn't do it. Like he just wasn't doing it. That's why they scored. Doing it most of the game, but not there. Just lose concentration or whatever. I think it's pretty. Like the engine and all of it is pretty good. Happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm just shocked that they haven't been able to replicate this in other sports.
Right.
Like, they would be printing money hand over fist.
Yep. I agree. Basketball, football,
baseball, all of it. Like
anything. Yeah.
I mean, they found their niche, and they're probably living in plenty fine houses because of it. But like, man,
EA Sports just come. Hey, let me offer you $500 billion, $3 match engine. Move it to FIFA, make our own football. We can just buy Football Manager with EA Sports Football Manager now, and then we'll attach it to Madden and attach it to NBA.
Yeah, I mean, you just have a completely different game. Like, you wouldn't make it Madden; it would be, Madden Manager or whatever, right? Like, it would be a completely different game. But man, that would be all over it.
Yep. Okay.
And I think football has enough, like, it would thrive in a game like this because player sizes, height, speed, age. I mean, there's so many variables that translate straight to football.
Yeah.
Big games, clutch, how well somebody is on third downs, fourth downs. Man.
Injury witness.
Right. Who will have to win? I squeezed out. Was it 2-1? I honestly, I was the worst team though.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
But
that's football.
yeah, they were Drum in the goal. I think Martin Vandervoort is
Super good.
pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a good find.
I mean, he just took over as the Belgium's first choice goalkeeper.
Yep. That's what you need. You want them playing. I know it kind of sucks. Like I said, it kind of sucks. Like all my players came back and they're like tired, but it's like you want them playing in those international times because then they just keep improving.
Yep. And it's like, yeah, even not just like obviously the improvements there, but it validates like, is my player good or not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's playing for Belgium's national team. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah. He's the best in a power country basically.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
He's got. I mean, he just now got his first cap with him, but I think
Nice.
he's about to.
Because yeah, if he's replacing Courtois now, then I don't
Right,
know if
that's what
there
I'm
really is
saying.
anybody else. I mean, I'm not super familiar with Belgian football, but I would imagine he's up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at this senior squad. There's one other goalkeeper. It's 34, Keon Casteels. History played for VfL Wolfsburg, a German Bundesliga team his whole career. But that's it.
A lot of competition.
Vandervoort and him are
Advantage the guy playing in the Premier League.
at 24 years of age.
Yeah.
Guess who I've got next?
Who?
The Wolverhampton Wolves.
Nice. I played them after you. That's funny.
And then after that, we got the Burnley Bears.
Oh gosh. There you go.
I've got a chance. I'm 5 unbeaten. I've got a chance to extend that.
There you go. Yeah, I have a group Europe match against who knows who.
Tottenham lost that last game, so I moved ahead of them in the table.
Nice. Everton
Okay.
lost, so now you're only 3 points behind them.
Yeah.
God, Liverpool won again.
Mm.
I'd really like to. Yeah, I'm.
I think what you need to do is in the next Carabao Cup match, you need to,
Toss it.
you really need to focus on making sure that your players are
Rested.
healthy and prepared for that Premier League run, and so I think it's important that nobody over the age of 17
Plays
plays.
that. Yeah.
I think
How
it's
far away is that?
I think it's a great week to upload whatever tactic Sean used. It's still mid-December.
Oh yeah.
We've got some time.
No, yeah. Like that's what I'm saying, man. Like it's the bums. It's the 20-year-olds. It's like the under 23 teams basically is playing a lot of these. Yeah, Carabao Cup or Europa or whatever, kind of the cup stuff.
Especially because, like, at this point, there's really no value in the Carabao Cup except for like conditioning, like sharpness. But
Yeah.
because like you don't need to qualify for the Euro 2.
Right. It's not important to the board. The board doesn't care. If I win it, they don't care.
Yeah.
They care about the FA Cup. They want me to reach the semifinal at the minimum, and they want me to win the Euro Cup too. So those are ones I gotta kind of. I mean, at least for the Europa one, that's not so bad. I don't have to do much right now, but.
I think I'd be shocked if you don't win the Euro Cup.
Yeah, I don't know, cause yeah, it had to be some team. Yeah, cause even here, like Lazio would be the best team that I see here, and they're currently. What are they? Currently 12th in Syria. Not exactly shaking my boots, but hey, I mean it can happen. are we simming or are we gonna play?
It's up here.
I'm okay with playing.
Okay.
I'm not.
I'm okay with playing it as well. We are.
And I think, yeah, and unfortunately for Sean, like you know, you're playing to get into Europe, so like there's kind of like more, it's more enjoyable, I guess. Where Sean is kind of just like, I'm just hoping that I survive. Like I'm not really gonna get, anything out of this season besides just staying in the Premier League, and so I can understand where it's kind of like, yeah, just sim it.
Yeah.
But for us, it's kind of like, hey man, I'm trying to, I'm I'm 1 point away from winning the Premier League. Being first in the Premier League. Like, I want to enjoy this kind of thing. So not that this is a Premier League game, but in any case, I just don't know. I just don't. I like the ride.
Yeah. I mean, I understand, like, especially in the thickness of some of the seasons to try to make progress of simming the Wednesday stuff, but since we're down an entire person,
Right.
like, there's no harm in slowing the pace down a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
But the reality is like, simming the Wednesday is like, the outcome of the sim is
Oh yeah, no, I think it's good.
almost the exact same as the outcome of watching it.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good thing in general that we. But yeah, like you said, there's only 2 of us here, then might as well just keep it going there. Ignacio doesn't want to play. Okay, fine. Don't play. And
If Frutos was on your team, I thought that was a Burnley player.
I thought it was too.
He's now a Wolverhampton player.
Yeah, it must have been after me. Huh.
I don't see Gilmore out there.
Well, then they're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, just for this match at least.
Right, yeah.
You see Semedo, Macias, Silva.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Alright, sending it.
Good luck. Let's play it out. And, yeah, that should be good.
Yeah, Billy Gilmore is a substitute in this match.
I wonder.
Maybe I'm running a tactic that utilize him. Your ball is possessed as turnbull. Right off the rip. Fabio Luis being Bruno in the shot. Pickford to screw this guy.
He's so good. I did really miss him. Like, I was like, I'd like to keep that guy.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Wolverhampton roster when you took it over, I just saw lots of players that just were young and a lot of potential, and I thought that was a pretty ideal landing point for any of us.
Yeah.
I think the Portuguese rule made everything weird.
Yeah. If that wasn't there, I'd still be there. Yeah, it's just. Like, I would even understand it if it was like, hey, you know what? They gotta be English. Okay. I get it. We're an English team. I need a certain amount of English players to register anyway, so it's fine. But like, the Portuguese guy I bring in, unless they're really young, they're not going to be homegrown. So I got to come up with 8 homegrown people. When you're killing me every time I sign someone that's not Portuguese, so it's just weird.
Yeah. Definitely one to look out for in future contracts.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure that's not a thing.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just kind of one of those things that, yep, never heard of that, never seen it before.
Never knew. You don't know what you don't know.
Yep. I just thought it'd be like, oh yeah, we prefer you sign Portuguese players, but I mean, one here or there, okay, sure. No, it's like 2 out of 3 players got to be Portuguese.
Cristiano. That's what it is. We're looking for the Cristiano effect.
Are you streaming?
No, that's what you want me to.
Yeah,
I'm up 1-0 against your former squad.
How's Bartram been?
He's great. He's phenomenal. He lacks a little bit on the fitness front, stamina-wise. But when he's out there, he'll develop into one of the best fullbacks in the world. So.
Got the pedigree. Played for Arsenal. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he scouted well for me.
This guy's a disappointment. I want him gone. I want to make some money off of him. Leonardo Bruno. He absolutely checks all the boxes when it comes to developmental.
One of those, yeah. It just doesn't work out for some reason.
Yeah,
I see it. Look at this, everybody. Yeah.
All right. We got a set piece here. Swing it into the corner. Give up Beals on the yellow card. Swings it in, and DLS cleans it out. Cue ball. Fabio Luis from Fale. Slows down play. Looks for somebody coming to the box late. And Mitchell clears.
Trick or treat, Mitchell. Yeah, he's a player. I look at his stats. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's amazing.
Right.
Yeah, well, he is half the time. The next thing you know, he's putting up a 6.3. Yeah, Tomato, age-wise, yeah, he just got absolutely roasted there.
Oh, gosh. That's not a point on that. That's not a point on that.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
what's his name? Tomato just got roasted there. Right away.
He's fast, though. Fabio, I think he liked it.
I mean, that's an example, too. I think Tomato turned like 32 or 33 and just fell off a freaking cliff. And that was it. I was hoping he'd do better, but nope, he's kind of done. That's kind of who he is now. Fruit Loop.
Oh. Yeah, I finally feel like I've got this team in a place where, like, each transfer window, I'm maybe looking at one deal. Like, I'm not, that last January window where I brought in, 7 players?
Right.
And then the next window I brought in, 4. Like, I'm not going to have a whole lot more of those windows. Come on, that's bull on me, coach. Yeah, that's bull on me. I'll be also a little bull, ragdoll. I'm looking forward to being really hyper-focused in it instead of just bringing in people by the bunches.
Right.
Neves and Vandervoort. He stops it. He is the man.
That's crazy. He is good.
That's clears once again. Wondering who's going to get Premier Division Young Player of the Year. It's going to be. You have somebody that's in the running for that.
Yeah, the guy
Striker.
poached from Sean, Fabio
Yeah.
Guerrero.
Fabio Guerrero, right.
Yeah.
And then I have Lopez Sanchez, and then Mohamed Mejid, Luis Enrique as well.
I was gonna ask you. I mean, I guess you answered one of them, but which of the players you have right now is the most like surprising in a good way, and which is the most surprising in a bad way that you had this current season so far?
Well, okay, so I would say DLS, Dario Lopez Sanchez, but I got to see enough of him last year to know how good he was, so it's not a surprise. The big surprise would be Fabio Luis, my shadow striker. I just brought him in on a $23 million deal in this transfer window, and I look at his stats. He looks good, not great, but he's 18. He's got great potential. He's a potential guy. That's what I brought him in on, potential. But he's been really good. Like, when he's out there, he's surprised me at how much of an impact he's already had in the shadow striker role. Good finishing with 14, good first touch with 16, great technique, good work rate. He's been. I thought it was going to be a lot more of Anton Sarenko getting a lot of playtime, and then Fabio Luis being his backup, and instead it's kind of been the opposite. Like, I still think Sarenko's a better player, but I don't think it's a big enough gap to not justify getting playtime for Luis. Yeah. So that's been That's been the biggest positive. I think the biggest negative is Piccolo, Roberto Piccolo, Portuguese. I think once again on potential, he can be everything I want.
Yeah, 6.87 rating.
But yeah, it just hasn't been what I wanted. He wasn't supposed to be starting. He was supposed to be the third string slash string center back, but when I got an offer for Buffalo Diakite that I couldn't turn down, it moved Buffalo up side by side with it's a three-man center back rotation. It's Buffalo, DLS, and Jamal Baptiste. And so, what's going on over here? Somebody died. Luis Enrique died. That's not ideal.
The coach?
No, my left back.
Oh, he got hurt. You meant?
No, he died. I said what I said. Yeah, I knew Picado was going to be one of those projects. I just thought maybe he was a little further along than he is, but he's not.
I think that is what's kind of fun about the game. There's a lot of hidden attributes you don't see. I mean, I'm still convinced that Tyreek Mitchell there should be an absolute unit at fullback. The acceleration and stamina.
Right.
And he's just not that guy. He's just not him.
Yeah.
So
something missing, yeah.
So I think that kind of keeps it going to where, you do your best scouting and all that, but you still don't really know until they get on your team and your system.
Right.
And
yeah, and I mean, I've read that it's like confirmed that like important matching is a hidden attribute, like important matches, and so like maybe that's Mitchell's problem is he hasn't had any like of these huge big time matches. Maybe in those is when he really comes out to be what you expect out of him, but yeah, there is enough stuff that we just never get to see.
Yep.
It's yeah. Bartram, go on. No, let's go, Anthony Bartram. First goal of the season. Welcome to Haydover.
Excellent.
Off the set piece. Melendez using a set piece taker, but he's coming back with injury in limited times. Anthony Johnson takes the opportunity. You're putting it on that game.
Yeah, I mean they're.
Oh. Unfortunately, you win some 3-0 left. They have 2 XG. One full XG on 10, but a missed pin.
Got 2 hat tricks. We got a hat trick for Liberty Bell, and we got a hat trick for Really Striker. But yeah, the other striker is actually like a Liverpool player, Durrell. I loaned him in for cheap, so not ideal to be developing your rivals. You'll probably be playing against next year. But once again, I was like, hey man, he's the best guy I can get for this season.
Right. Take it.
If it means that I give that guy some development for later and Liverpool thanks me for it, then so be it. But I gotta make the Champions League.
And with that, 2 goals on the back of the Ballet and a player of the match performance from Martin Vandervoort.
There you
UK Dons take 3 points with a 3-0 victory.
Very nice, very nice. What was that big jump there on the XG for them? Did they get a pen?
Yeah, that was the pen. Remember, was it
Neves?
Neves missed the pen to Vandervoort.
He's a good pen taker too.
Wow.
Yeah. He's no scrub on pens.
I've got a good run game too. I've got Burnley up next and then Crystal Palace. Got a good chance to keep the momentum, and I move up to 7th.
There it is.
I move into contention there with Everton loss. Liverpool surprisingly wins again, keeping a 1-point lead.
Not thrilled, but I mean, that's what it is. They are that good. And they have, I mean, yeah, their goal difference isn't far off. Like
They're good.
Yep, like it's not like. I mean, of course, I'd love to like win the league, but like I can't be like, crying if this team, they're just that good.
I moved back down a spot.
Oh, there you go.
Nobody played yeah, I mean, there's a reason Liverpool's won it the last 4 years. They've won it every season we played.
That's crazy.
We started the save file.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And they've won it every season since we started it.
Burnley loses 2-1 to Tottenham. And he won XG. Burnley even had an XG lead at home. That's tough.
So bad.
Where does that put them in the table? Well, they're still 13th.
Yeah, there's 30.
God, Leeds and West Brom. Oof. They are down. Leeds at minus 22. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Clobbered. Well, and yet I have Wolves this coming game. Thanks for tiring them out.
Hit them while they're down.
That's right. That's right.
Get on the state court of Burnley.
Yes,
Another player that's been a pleasant surprise and kind of like not super stoked to sign him because he's 23, which is kind of the older end of my group. But Harvey Elliott, the winger coming in from Liverpool, he has been a dream come true. He's putting up a 7.17 rating in a role that historically over the last several years, my wingers uh, put up the lowest ratings for me. Like if I sort by average rating, it's always my wingers that are of my starters the lowest rated players.
Huh.
But this dude has broke that mold.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I think that was a really good signing. Even when you did it, I was like, yeah, this guy's kind of actually like it's kind of like, wow, you just gonna let this guy walk Liverpool, but that happens all the time in reality too.
I was just super hesitant to sign him because of the age and then the pace. It's 13 pace, and I'm like, I'm a pace snob.
Right.
But I needed somebody because Jude Ball had put up terrible ratings. Like last year, he put up a 690, and the year before, 672. Getting no. This year he did a 690. Last year was 672, and the year before 651. He's been an absolute bum.
Yeah.
So I was like, give me Harvey Elliott, like whatever, give me that crappy pace. But instead, he's been my best winger.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's kind of similar to what happened to me with Gilmore when I was in Rotterdam. Is like they just like kind of letting him walk. Like I bought him for $4 million from Chelsea. Like, this guy has potential, and he's got like amazing first touch, and y'all just aren't using him right. And now he's worth $100 million because you play him as like a deep line playmaker, and like, oh wow, he's great at that. So, yeah, there's definitely those are the things you gotta try to find if you can help it.
Dude, it's an hour and 26 minutes past Elmer's bedtime, and I hear her and the whole family giggling in the living room. It's gonna be good because that means she's gonna sleep until at least this time tomorrow. And so am I.
That's right. That's right. That's good. That's good. And you're home to Burnley. Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, I kind of want to like dog Sean a bone here, but also I don't.
Yeah. No. Sorry, Sean.
Enjoy Italy.
We both have. I mean, it'd be one thing if, like you said, like I mean, I think last season other season you did it where you're like 13th, and you know I'm not gonna make the Euro like top 7, so yeah, sure, I'll throw you a bone. But it's like where you're at and where I'm at too. And I played him. I was like, yes, I'm sorry, Sean. I'm gonna have to. I need 3 points. Because you know Liverpool's gonna get 3 points against you. I hate to say it. And if I'm trying to win this league, I can't be giving 3 point, giving 2 points to Burnley basically. So
Yeah, we don't be good if you can't.
yeah. So if you have something to play for, then yeah, you just gotta. Fortunately, you just gotta do it. Sorry, Bear. But let's see here. God.
Wonder if this season you're having, this success you're having with Lukaku is going to really, I don't know, possibly give you a chance to offboard him.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping in January I'll look again. Probably whenever we're on a run, I'll do like whenever we're on the save file at my own time. I'll try to get in there and see what he's asking for, and see if it's reasonable. Part of me too though is like he's 33. He is 33. He's gonna turn 34 in May, this coming May. I mean, I know he's got 16 natty fit. He's still pretty good, but you want to be holding the bag when he's crap. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the numbers come out.
Inter Miami right now.
Oh yeah, God. That's insane, right?
Alright, I'm sending it.
Nice. I'm going to. I need to start this guy. do it. Let's do it. Yeah, but I'm kind of a little worried because like, Chilwell is really good, but he's 29, and he makes a lot of money. I'm kind of like, I just don't want to be. I want to sell him before he turns to pumpkin. But he's also really good, and he's English, so there's like kind of some things that you kind of want to keep him for. I don't know. It's kind of it's a toss up. He's been hurt a lot. Maybe my style is too physical for him. I don't know. I'm asking you to run the entire length of the football field about 20 times this game. Sprint.
Oh, come on, dude. How does he block that? Freaking McGuire, man. Slab ahead.
Slab it. Slab it. Calling that for nothing. How's
This
that
team
one
is like, this roster is good. Only.
Yeah.
It's just tactically he's kind of blundering.
Yeah. Potato.
But Gilhart, Weghorst,
Jeff's good.
Jeff. Yeah. I mean, Collins, oh my God. He's ridiculous. One of the best center backs in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's really good. He is really good. He is really good.
Come on, Mo. Gosh, dang it. Take care of the ball. Take care of the ball, Mo.
Kick goal for Latal, who's recently is happy to stay. The season is crying. It's like, I was wondering if that would happen. Obviously, this is another experience we've been in. I was wondering if, like, are they eventually, like, if we just do really well, they're gonna be like, you know what, I do want to stay. I hope so, but maybe they don't. I don't know.
Winning fixes a lot of things.
Yep. That's my goal was, hey, hopefully we just win enough to where they just stop crying. That's my goal. Yeah, and it's specifically for me too, like, I feel like I've kind of, when you have your tactics set, that's kind of the harder thing, right? If you're kind of like changing your tactic all the time, it's kind of hard to find, okay, I really need this kind of player. Right. When, you know, last time you needed an inverted fullback and now you want a full-on wingback. Right. You know, so it's like you're asking for different skill sets. But like with my tactic, I feel like now when I scout, I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't think he's a bad player, but he's just not good for me.
Right.
Right. Or this guy, he's kind of undervalued, maybe in general, but not for me. This guy would be really good. Kind of stuff.
Yes.
So.
There's a blueprint.
Yeah. And it's like if you don't really stick with the same thing, then it's kind of hard to get the blueprint.
Right. And that's why. From week one of our opening play, like I should go back and look at the tactic I found. Right. It was a 4-1-4-1 with double shadow strike. It was a ridiculous tactic.
Yeah.
But I just picked it, I loaded it, and then I put my pick players that I have and kind of forced them into that mold.
Right.
But that's been my play style from the beginning. Like, pick a tactic I like, and then build players, sign players to get into that. Whereas I think Sean went and looked at his team and said, all right, what tactic works for this specific team?
Right.
This specific team doesn't matter to me. They're not going to be here.
because Sean was very successful. That's kind of the thing. I'm sure that's also why Sean's a little frustrated. Sean was incredibly. He won the World Cup. He won the Champions League. He won Europa. He won he won La Liga with Sevilla. When obviously it's only Barcelona, Real Madrid that ever win. Sevilla hasn't won since 1950. He was really successful, and I think he did do that though, where he just kind of just like, all right, well, what's my team? All right, what's the tactic for that? And then go to the next team. Plays for Inter Milan. Okay, what's the tactic for them? Oh, okay, let's go for the Spanish national team. Okay, what's the tactic for that? And then it's kind of like, but for us, like we've kind of stuck, for season 5 continuing on. There hasn't been a lot of, even for me, like this is my 3rd team. 5 seasons. Sean's on his 2nd team, and it kind of matters more that you're able to kind of recognize developmental stuff. So, that's interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Hopefully, that's what I'm still pushing on. Like, hey man, if you want to stay up, you gotta get 3 points. 3 points is worth more than, 1 win is worth 3 draws. And you only got 38 games. So if it's okay if you lose like 2-0 twice and then win a game, that's 3 points, versus drawing twice and then losing.
Right.
You have to score. You have to score to win. So hopefully he's getting there with that. But.
Yeah, especially when I look at his team, like his strength. I mean, I know you got McGuire and Collins, but his strength up top is really good.
Yeah. Yep.
Beating them 1-0 currently.
Nice. You know what I've really tried to do too? I've just been getting like a lot of yellows. And my tactic is pretty it's pretty aggressive. We're pressing and, people are tackling harder. I think I have tackle harder on most of my players have tackle harder. But like if I'm up, like right now I'm up 30-0 at 60 minutes. It's like, all right, stay on feet and just see out the rest of the game. We don't have to tackle anymore. It's fine. Because the yellows add up to where it's like, all right, well now you got a suspension. You're playing Liverpool next week. Kind of thing. So there's something to think about.
Come on, buddy. Players lose, like strikers lose the one-on-ones so often.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel right. Yeah, I know he's injured. He's got to play. I'm not getting myself started.
Is that one of the weirdest plays I've ever seen? I have to watch that again. That was bizarre. Silva got hurt for them, and that's also Wolves is pretty tired. Thanks to you, thank you. But you can just see everyone on their team is gassed, and I'm kind of like, all right, yep, we're ready to play.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good to play again, though, man. I've had kind of hell last week.
Yeah.
House-wise. I mean, it's just like, so, I mean, we kind of see the finish line a little bit, so we're kind of like, let's hurry up. Just, we usually wouldn't pay for this, but let's just pay whatever. Like, we just want to be done. So we paid a guy to help us. I mean, he did. He removed our kitchen tile, so like all of our kitchen kind of dining room areas, kind of like together, like the kitchen leads into the dining room, kind of same thing. And then we had like a half bath downstairs. He removed that tile, and they have like a guest bath upstairs. He removed all that tile, which he did a great job. He got it done. It was all fine. He hauled it off. I'm like, oh great. And it's only like, I don't know, $200. It wasn't like it was crazy. We got quotes for it for like $800. He did it for like, I think like $300 something. So okay, great deal. Cool. Oh, okay, that's good. What we should do? We should use him to, kind of like, if you take off the tile, there's kind of like that, it's not glue. I forget what the name of it is.
Yeah, no, the grout.
Yeah, grout. Yeah, that's the grout that's underneath, because if you're gonna want to lay floor on top,
right.
You're gonna want that to be smooth. And he's like, oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I have a grinder and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, that's fine. And did, but then I guess like long story short is like he was better at kind of like the manual labor, just kind of pound away and get the tile out of there kind of thing.
Yep.
But when it came to like kind of more skill based stuff, like first he ran out of grinder, and then he ran out of this machine broke, and it's like, dude, like we've been here, and like every time he would do it, like so much dust would go into the air that it's like, okay, now we got to clean the kitchen again, and it's like you're kind of like deep cleaning because like just dust is everywhere. And then he only got a little bit done, but basically for a little bit he did, all the dust was the same. So it's just, so finally he finished. So that's why I was like on Thursday, I was like, oh my god, he was supposed to finish on Thursday, but he didn't. He did a little bit and then he didn't finish. And so Karen was over there like, oh my god, like it's just so dusty. And I'm like, okay, well, I just have to just help her clean. That's all we did the whole night was just kind of clean. And then so finally he finished on Saturday, but yeah, now like we basically have like no floor. I mean, we just have like concrete, and it's obviously still super dusty. So this whole weekend we were just kind of, and we removed on Saturday. Like we had like a carpet kind of through like the living room area. We removed that, but of course there was a ton of dust under that, so we had to kind of clean that. So it was just stressful. It's kind of weird because we kind of figured out that like, okay, we just kind of have to like revert it back to like you just moved in. Like put the stuff that you're gonna use plastic silverware, you're gonna use paper plates. Like, cause I've been kind of cooking. For a weekly meals or whatever, for the last couple months, for part of the year. And it's kind of like, all right, you can't, and it's kind of giving me anxiety, like, I have to clean or to cook. It's like, no, just don't bother. You're just eating out.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It can be a little exhausting, and especially because, like, it's probably a little bit more unhealthy.
Yeah.
So that gets a little bit stressful as well, but, I mean, a period of time, till you get it done, you just gotta use disposables and do all that.
Yeah, that's what we're kind of at. So yeah, like I said, yesterday we removed the carpet, which that went well. And she's doing a lot. Thankfully, but she's doing a pretty good amount. And then today we just kind of caught up on laundry and cleaning, and tomorrow it's like, okay, we need to clean this section. I'm trying to plan it out to where it's not so overwhelming. There's just all this stuff there. It's just kind of sitting there, and you kind of, just kind of, where do you start? And it kind of really doesn't matter where you start, as long as you start. But it's kind of hard to pick sometimes. But,
yeah, I would, yeah, I mean, it's tough because y'all are doing such a large room that, like, the option to just close the doors isn't there. Like, it's just a big room. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seems like y'all are kind of, the dirtiest parts are in the rearview mirror, but What the guy should have done, is a couple things. Whatever grinder he used, uh, I don't know what he used, but they do make wet versions of floor grinders that use a little bit of liquid that contains the dust, right? Because when dust hits water, it doesn't just float around the whole house. So a lot of those good floor grinders will be wet grinders, so that helps. But even in those situations, what I've had people do is hang, the clear painters tarps, tapes. You know what I'm talking about? That you just kind of put it down on your floors when you're going to paint a room, so your floors don't get paint on them. But you can you can tape those to the ceiling and basically make like makeshift a paint booth, basically.
Right.
And the area you're going to use that thing in is like kind of an enclosed area, so the dust isn't just going to go all over everywhere. But it seems like he wasn't that thorough about it.
Yeah, no, not really. Yes,
But,
it's just a lot of learning experience kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's tough. Like the guy that I use right now to do, I have a couple of guys that I use to do handyman work or recommend, and one of them, he's just a flat $50 an hour, and he can do just about anything. He's not the greatest, but it's $400 a day.
Right. Yeah.
But he can do just about anything at an okay level. But then there's another guy that there's a few things he won't do, but the things that he does do, he does incredibly. But I mean, depending on what it is, it's between 75 and $100 an hour. But you just kind of like got to decide: is this type of job that I want somebody that's really highly skilled to do for more money, or is this like I can hire the kid next door to do? Like ripping out tile, that's a nice thing to pay somebody to do because it's backbreaking and annoying to do, but literally anybody can do it.
Yep. It does not take a rocket scientist to rip the tile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was I think we should have did the right thing there, but then the next step, like I said, just kind of getting like ahead of ourselves. Like, oh, wow, that was a lot of progress. Oh, okay, well maybe let's try this again. It's like, well, probably should just either just done it ourselves or just fired somebody who was meant more for that.
Right.
Versus kind of just like I said, like a manual labor guy. But that's how you learn. But yeah, just last week was just. I feel better I feel better today for sure. But just trying to. Because basically, we took off the floor, or we took off the carpet and the tile, and the downstairs is all gone. So now we're gonna have like a guy come over for countertop, like granite or quartz, on Thursday. My mom recommended, so we'll see. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm certain I'll go with her, but I'll go with the guy that they.
You already have an idea on that.
Yeah, Karen has some designs. I mean, she's basically designing it.
Well, like not just design, but like, do you know what you're all preferring, granite and quartz?
We are thinking quartz more. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
Quartz is going to be quite a bit more expensive. Most likely. You should be prepared for that. But the reason for that is quartz typically will come with like a lifetime warranty because quartz can be warranted because it's a man-made product, and they know that it's not going to have, like, if it's made correctly, it's not going to have any major like cavities or issues in it. Whereas a lot of tile companies might not warranty granite, and if they do, it's not going to be for as long. Because granite can just have issues that are unseen. Granite will take a little bit more upkeep, like annual treatment for it, because it's a stone. And so if it's not treated correctly, I've seen it turn into issues where it kind of it isn't smooth anymore. It's kind of powdery or chipping up. So granite is can be prettier because it's got those more natural lines to it. And like if you get something that's a little bit more variation in the colors, like some of that white granite with the black veining, it looks really, really nice. So the granite can be prettier, but it is going to be more work.
Gotcha.
And years ago, quartz and granite were pretty much the same on price. But in the last couple of years, granite has come a long way regarding its aesthetic properties, and then also its just durability, and they've been able to make it where it's literally now quartz is maintenance free for the most. Like you get quartz and you don't ever have to maintain it. Granted, you still will have to do annual maintenance on.
Gotcha.
But really, that annual maintenance, like if you're on granite you like a lot, like the annual maintenance is not a big deal. You just say you put something in your calendar and it's like 2 hours, one Saturday a year. Like it's not a huge deal.
Does the granite have like? I just remember there was one time my mom, God, it must have been 10, 15 years ago, somewhere in that range, that she had some kind of granite. I think it was granite, and then I don't know who left, but there was like basically like a ring ended up on top of her granite, and then like the ring from, I don't know if it was a pot or a cup or a bowl or something, just never would go away. Like the ring would never leave.
Yep.
Is that because like the treatment didn't happen, you think, or what do you think that kind of happens?
Yeah, that's what it is. It didn't have proper treatment. And so yeah, I mean that's the whole point of the treatment is it'll help with its ability to sustain like high heat, and then its also ability to oppose liquids, like if something spills on it, especially if like something spills on it and you don't even realize it spilled on it and it stays sitting on it for a couple of hours. Like, is it going to be able to keep that moisture out? And so that's what the treating will do, is go ahead and make it able to do those things a lot better. And that's why it's important to do that. I've seen people say, "Oh yeah, you don't need to treat granite. I've had granite countertops. I don't treat them. You don't need it." Hey baby, it's 2 hours after your bedtime, and you're wide-eyed and bushy-tailed.
They were having a dance party.
I heard about it. Hey, pretty. Hey, you have a night? Have gifts? I love you.
Yeah, I love you. Are you?
I love you. Night. People say like, "Oh yeah, you don't need to treat granites. I've had granite countertops for 15 years. I've never treated them. No problems at all." And then I've seen the opposite, where it's like people say that, and then I've gone in and showed their house, like when I was in real estate, and like you're talking about, there's major staining, or sometimes it's almost like mold underneath that first layer because it got wet and never was able to dry out.
Yikes.
But like I said, natural, like some of the natural aesthetics of granite is you just can't replicate that in quartz. It's stunning.
Yeah, so we're leaning towards that. I mean, I think we're gonna try to go look, just kind of go to one of the little granite.
1 second, it's not letting me into this match.
Huh.
So I'm going to save the game.
Sure. Yeah.
Back out and then come back in because it's doing that glitch. Remember it did to you?
Yes, I do. Now that you say that, I remember that. Yeah, that was rough. That was rough. Yeah, just try to redo it. See if that works.
But yeah, we just went with quartz on our church. And it's like 30,000.
Yeah.
But it's for a massive church, like 4 restrooms, a kitchen, coffee bars, all kinds of stuff. So hopefully y'all isn't that much.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course, yeah. We'll look at. Yeah, because I mean, my thing is that we're gonna be in this house for a while. Like I would say to at least 2030. So she might as well get whatever she wants, and yeah, if it's extra, then oh well, then we'll make it up later.
Well, I mean, it'll hold its value.
Right. Yeah, so just kind of.
I mean, I've seen that a lot where people like that. That's a big selling point on that. But I'm sure y'all remember when we are looking, people put in their quartz countertops.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a big thing.
Yep. That is true. That is true.
With the exception of like some just like flamboyant things, there's never a bad idea to spend more money on your house.
Right. It's an investment. It comes back.
Yeah.
It comes back eventually. I mean, it's just like absolute disasters, but yeah, pretty much it's come back. Yeah. Okay.
Measure head wants a. I don't know if I'm gonna give him a break. To be honest. Actually, I don't know if he wants a break.
Alright. Good luck, good luck.
Good luck. I'm headed to Crystal Palace. We got a 7-game unbeaten streak.
Very nice, very nice. I'm heading to Newcastle. On the road. This should be. Yeah, I mean, these are kind of games I gotta get a lot. I gotta get points here if I'm trying to catch Liverpool. But it's easier said than done, obviously.
What a goal, man. What a big goal.
Woo, hey, Bruno.
Bruno, man, the guy that I dog on.
He just dogged him. He's like, hey, remember me? Remember me?
Here's how I know he isn't great. His rating, match rating, is so dependent on scoring goals. Like, he's one of my top goal scorers right now, and he's like my 6th highest rating.
Right.
But even with all the goals, he's still not putting up good match ratings.
Yeah.
And there's games where, Mohamed Meheded doesn't have a goal and has higher ratings than him whenever Bruno has the goals. But he's just creating good chances. He's getting good assists. Just doing a lot of the other things well.
Yeah. It matters.
Put that in. These Crystal Palace Spider-Man kits are interesting.
Yeah, it is a little interesting. It's funny.
Luis Enrique.
Back from the dead, huh?
Back from the dead. Dude's getting like regular caps for his little main team right now.
It's a good team to get caps for. Oh no. Ugh. That's why honestly when I play your team it's terrifying because your team can do what this team just did to me right now better than any team.
Score goals?
Score goals, yeah. Just punish me. Your team will punish my fullback being too far out.
Right.
And I think last time we played, I would also punish you when your fullback was too far out. So it was kind of like it's just like we're just dueling at that point. It's like okay, who's gonna make the bad dribble? Who's gonna make the tackle?
Yep.
But yeah, this team just punished me pretty hard on that. So not ideal, but I mean, hey, hopefully we keep fighting here. Road games are tough.
Oh, come on, good ball, Enrique Iglesias. Oh, interesting. Hey, Lukaku from Reese James.
Yes, sir.
Highest rating, average rating player in the Premier League right now.
Is he?
Yep.
Yeah, he's been sensational. I think last I checked, he had like one of the higher assist numbers too.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's fucking yeah. I had to check. It was a couple of games ago I checked, but he was leading maybe in assists and then average rating on a per match basis.
Gotcha, yeah.
He's phenomenal.
No, I think he's
not your best player, but he's
but he's
one
26
of them.
Is my thing.
Kai Havertz is your best player.
Yeah. Oh, gift. Take it. Yeah. But for him to be, because I think Kai Havertz, I would agree, is the best player, but like fullbacks are so hard to find.
Right.
That it's like to have a fullback that good at 26 is like. Made him my team captain. I don't understand as he can. Take the gift.
Oh, found one more touch. Oh, that's a foul. That's in the box. That's a foul in the box.
Let's go.
What are we gonna do on the penalty here? We're just taking this. Leonardo Bruno. Let's let Bruno take it.
Oh, there you go. Let's see what Bruno can do here. Right-footed. And yes! 3-0.
Right down the pipe. Been a good night for Leonardo Bruno. Oh, my dog and all, he's had a really good showing. I don't know what my goal depth is tonight, but
I
won Wolves 3-0. I beat Burnley 1-0. Up 3-0 here.
They haven't really got scored on.
Yeah. Not known for defense. Tactically, I'm not, but my defensive line is so good.
Right.
Like,
You've invested in it. Yeah, I think your investments over time have paid off defensively. Like you put your highest transfer ever as a defender.
yeah.
So that says a lot there. So yeah, the tactic may not be for it, but that don't mean you're just like discarding it.
Right.
I got some tired guys here. Okay.
Photo. My gosh. Hmm.
Luke. This is the that's the Raptors.
Get in. Get in. Let's go. Who gets that goal?
Go.
Picado. Roberto Picado.
There he is. He also
Oh,
heard
wait.
you.
Possible offsides. Oh, let's go.
Nice.
Who wants to come off? Bruno Iglesias or Harvey Elliott? Comeback match sharp. That injury.
That's your man.
Yeah. 18 shots, 12 on target.
Oof.
What a ratio.
That is nice. And that will do it at St. James Park. Romelu Lukaku with the hat trick. 3 goals.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Be better. Take pride all the way to the last whistle, okay?
That's true. That's true. Oh.
That's not what we're looking for, boys.
Own
Own
goal.
goal.
Well, the Crystal Palace thinking they have some life here, but the clock would say different. And full time. I hate it when that happens, though, right? It's just like, yeah, you just kind of give up these garbage goals, and you're like, what? What are we doing? But I mean, in that case, like, it's fairly realistic. You're up 4-0.
Right.
You know, it's that would be the time where your team's like, you know, took a game off, or took 10 minutes off mentally.
I think Burnley won.
Oh, they lost. No, they lost 1-0.
Well, they had a won at some point tonight, right?
I would think so.
No, they lost every game tonight.
Wow. Yeah. But still,
And
miraculously, move up to 13th.
yeah, their next match is against Liverpool. Let me look real quick at staff. Job security. I'm just curious what things say.
That's a good point.
Still stable. Job status stable.
Okay.
So things aren't bad. Job status for you very secure.
Nice. And you're Rangers
Good
untouchable
job,
still?
Sadness. Kate Adams is indeed untouchable.
Yeah, that's good. In other news, Liverpool
That-
draws with
Hold on, look at
Bournemouth.
who's in third place.
There, let's go! Let's
Ooh,
go!
wow.
I'm
And
telling you,
that
man.
was
I'm
in
telling
first
you.
place.
Let's go! Hey, man.
Dude,
I'm not counting MKD out. I'm not counting us out.
look at the stretch of games here for me.
Mm.
Are you seeing my stream?
Yeah.
From
Everton.
here was this is the
Oh,
sun.
there
I'm
you
at
go.
West Brom, and then it's just been
Win,
green.
win. Draw.
The
Or
one draw being to
home to
Liverpool, and it was XG wise. I mean, I should have lost that, but
Yeah.
I've been putting the work in today.
Yeah, look at that. Couple garbage time goals against Palace, but otherwise,
Pretty scotch free.
yeah, and that's how you get to top 4. That kind of run. That's crazy. I mean, yeah, I think that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, we're in a good zone here. It's like at least like we have possibilities. Where it's like,
Right.
we built the team, and then now you're hoping to, get something out of it there. But
I'm gonna go ahead and save.
yeah, I think I'll stay there. Call it for tonight. Yeah, GG's. I think all of us. Yeah, I think we both won all our games today, which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
How many games did we
Right.
play?
The first game that we played tonight, I took a 1-0 win over West Ham. Does that sound right? No, it was
No,
Burnham.
Yeah.
The 11-21 match, right?
Yeah, 11-21.
Yeah. So that was 4 matches played, and they were all
Wow.
Premier League. Well, you played a Euro,
Yeah, I played 1 year.
so you did 3-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that actually? How many matches have you played then? So you've got. So yeah, you and Liverpool both have a game. Everybody has a game in hand over me. Because on that Wednesday where y'all played the Euro matches,
You played the Prem.
I played Prem. Yeah, and everybody either did Euro, Euro 2, or Champions League. So I've got, it's a little bit of a false third place right now.
But
It's still top 7, and if everybody wins their next one,
Right.
still,
You still be top 7.
yeah, I mean, right there in that area.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Hey, man. Anything's possible.
Yeah, average rating, Reece James at 791.
Sheesh.
And then
Yeah,
Fabio
And then
Contijo Suarez at 786, and then Lukaku at 775.
yeah, 12
That's incredible.
15 goals for Lukaku.
That's incredible. I have like a weird goal distribution for my team right now.
Oh, wow.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's a lot of guys, yeah. 5 players with 5 goals?
Yeah, and then DLS, the center back with 4. Like, it's a weird distribution that's not putting me in any of these like top conversations.
But it's putting you top 4.
It is putting me top 4. God, look at this freaking Chelsea.
Yeah,
Kind of crazy that West Ham's
so
has a
good.
player this high.
That guy's so good. That Almada guy is just he murdered me. I think he scored twice on me. Just crushed me.
I don't have a player in the top 25. 737 rating. My highest is 736.
36, yeah.
But this guy right here.
That's the guy.
Man.
Lol.
Oh, I don't know about this call here. I don't know about this call here, mister.
Cardigan.
Have a discussion. I gotta talk to this guy about this right now. I'll be saying some stuff like this.
He's gonna turn back into a pumpkin. You're right, I am as good as Holland. What? Well.
Okay, so my next run: Everton, Brighton, and then Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham. So next play session will be a little tougher.
Right. Yeah, I have at Crystal Palace, which hopefully, thanks for softening them up. And then I have a Europe match, and then Man United, and then MKD, and then Leicester. So yeah, those are like some 3 tougher games in a row there. And then Middlesbrough and Burnley. Sorry, Bear. Sorry in advance.
I'm worried because Sean has Liverpool and then Leeds,
Oh,
and
he
then
has to
City,
win.
Newcastle, Chelsea.
Has to win Leeds.
He has to win Leeds, but
Even then, yeah.
he's about to get drummed by Liverpool, City, Newcastle, and Chelsea
Yeah, that's
in 4 of the next 5.
That's tough, dude. That is tough.
Just gotta survive somehow.
Yeah, he's got to hope that Leeds and Brighton or Leeds and West Brom and Crystal Palace. I'll do you a favor by beating Crystal Palace. Hopefully, Bill and I will help you out with that.
Yeah.
That's the best we can do for you.
Yeah, he just needs to upload a tactic, is what it is.
Yep. I think he'll get around to it.
I mean, or just if it hurts his pride to upload somebody else's tactic, then he can just like look at it on his left monitor and copy it to his right monitor. Like, call it original, I don't care, but you gotta copy something, man.
Just gotta score more goals. I think that's critical. Critical for if he had to tell me why our tactics are working better, it's just that our fullbacks are going further forward than they were. I mean, there's a lot of things. Obviously, it's a combination of everything, but like for me, like the most obvious one is like my fullbacks would never get that far up. And I think also like I have the center backs are like to stay wider. So if they do punt, but I get screwed though, because like I mean rarely do I get screwed. Rarely, like that Newcastle goal was basically my center backs are stay wider. My fullback was too far pushed up. They got the ball. They got to the playmaker. He just bombed it over the top, and we weren't marking the guys, so we sprinted past him and then scored the center backs.
Yeah.
But like that's pretty like even the better teams like Newcastle isn't a bad team, and they did it once.
Mm-hmm.
West Ham did it to me like 3 times. So I was like, oh my god. The Almada guy was so fast, but also, could finish. But
yeah. I mean, I think you're right. Like some of the individual instructions that are on these tactics, kind of pushing up the field is big. I think another one is the tempo. A lot of these tactics I've seen that have a high rating and that do really well, they play either extremely high or higher tempo.
Yeah.
Time wasting very rarely. I mean, they're just
push.
Push, yeah. And Sean's team is currently not doing that.
Yeah, there's I texted about it too the other time. I forget. We were watching him play, and it was like he was down 0-1, like into the 80th minute, and he's still incautious. And I'm kind of like, we have to score.
Right.
If you don't score, you lose. Like, there's no point if you lose 2-0. Okay, big whoop. But
right,
like,
it's the same as losing 1-0. Like,
right, you gotta just push. So
right.
It's just I don't know. I think he'll figure it out eventually, but yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, he'll get there. He'll get around.
All right, Bill. GG's.
GG. I'm glad we got it to work.
Yeah, I know. That's great. I'm thrilled.
And then all I'll have to do is share this file back to Sean. If you need this file before Thursday, then I can figure out how to share it to you as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know.
Well,
I can upload it and leave it online, or I can figure out how to. Yeah, I can figure out how to send you that file. I don't know if you use the cloud file, but.
Yeah. Usually, like when I'll use Sean's whenever he would like save it. But I mean, probably not. I mean, it's not necessary for this week, probably, because I'm doing a lot of housework stuff. But
Okay. Well, if you need it, let me know.
Yeah, we're not exactly in January either, so it's not super much to look at. But yeah, well, I'll
No,
let you know.
there he is. He just
GG's.
commented in Discord.
Oh, let me see. Where is Mr. Sunshine here? Oh no, how about the Bears 0-4? Let me make a little grimace face here. He's in Cambodia currently. I mean, I don't even know what time it is, and he's even. I guess he knows what time it is for us.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I think he's in Cambodia now.
Probably breakfast over there, maybe.
Yeah.
That's crazy. In Cambodia. 10:21 a.m.
Oh, so 12 hours straight.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, well, there you go. Well, GG's,
Alright.
my friend. Thanks for
I'm
playing.
a zombie.
I know. Get a good night's sleep, man.